But about 5 years ago, I was living in Seattle, and for the record, fuck that city. And I was living out there, doing the road, living in Seattle. I hated it. I hate the people. It's just, ugh. It's what Madison wants to be when it grows up. Like it's just not. Go live there and you'll go, oh, okay, that's what Nick was talking about. Like you'll figure it out. It's just. But I had a friend back here who was a comedy buddy of mine, Barry Roberts, and he was about to die cancer as well. And very funny guy, very, very talented musician. He'd be laughing at me for being up here because I don't want to be. Like this is just comfort zone pushing. And so we came back to visit, and I left in August and moved to New York to do stand-up, and then ended up in Seattle. So this is like before I left is when he told me, he's like, the cancer's back. He had intestinal cancer. And he's like, I'm gonna beat it. And I was like, yeah, man, no doubt. Let me know how you're doing. So I come back to visit, and he's on the door, man. He's knocking, and I go over to his house, and his wife's there, and with fondue and my girlfriend, and he can't really talk. Barry can't really talk. Like, and he's shrunk. He was like 6 foot, and now he's like fucking 5 foot. Like he's just eating them. And as we get up to leave, he opens his eyes, and it's just like that. Recognized like it wasn't the days of the pain medication. He goes, "What are you doing here?" And I go, "Man, I just came to say hey." And he goes, "All right, get out of here." And I go, "I'll see you in the middle." And he goes, "Whatever, get out of here." And I knew what he meant. He didn't want to be seen. Like it was just like, "Yo, man, fucking." And then his eyes rolled back into his head, and he freaking passed out. And I remember going back to Seattle. Like I was hating it. I was on the plane. I was like, I don't like where I'm living. I don't like the city. I don't like these people. And that's the last time I'm going to see Barry. And but I was trying to stay positive. Just stay positive, goddamn. And I was featuring at the Seattle Underground. I was super excited, like that weekend. And like the club here wouldn't even feature me. It's like I had to go 2,000 miles to go, find some respect. And so I'm trying to like focus on that and stay positive. Thursday, Friday shows are typical. Fucking nothing much to write home about. But the Saturday early show is like it's just packed. It's slammed. It's sold out. And I'm doing a half hour, and I'm about to go on. And right before I go on, something just it was. I mean, get choked up. Now I'm talking about. But everything came just like super hyper sensitive, like just sensitive. Like it was just everything became. The lights got brighter. Everything was super sharp and super crisp through my whole set, and I'm melting faces. I'm crushing it. Like I've never crushed this hard before. And I'm like kind of like looking over my shoulder, make sure no one's behind me, like making faces, and that's what everyone's laughing at. But there's just something like I just keep looking over my shoulder, and it's just like, and like the laughter is so sustained that I'm able to step out of like the concentration of performing and go like, what the fuck is going on here? Like just like the laughter was like rumbling, like it would start in the front and go to the back, and you'd hear it hit the back, and then it would come right back up, and I'm murdering it. And I get done, and I get upstage, and I'm upstairs at the bar having my post-set drink. I'm like trying to figure out how can I recreate that. Like I need that to happen every time. And then I get the text message that like Barry passed away about an hour ago. And I go, motherfuck. That's what that was. Like to this day, I'm convinced that was Barry just checking in, just going like, I want to see this part of the dream that I didn't get to see. And I know that because the Saturday Late Show was absolute garbage. Fucking just right back to normal. Everything was shit. And I was like, it was definitely Barry just bringing that energy and just like, fucking, all right, dude. So, fast forward to this past November, or September. Dana gets the news, she's got a few weeks, and they do a I was in Paul. You that set up the benefit for her? So Paul here set up a benefit for her at the comedy club on State. And it was a good time, and I'm just trying to get through this. So we have a show for her, and it's fun. Everyone's hammered. And at least hammered. And which makes closing the show a lot of fun when everyone's just ripped. And we bring her up on stage and we get the crowd to sing Time of Our Life to her. And she gives me a hug, and we're sitting there hugging on stage. And she goes, I love you. And I said, I love you too. She goes, you've been a good friend. I said, I'll love you for the rest of my life. And then out to Seattle again. And I'm going out to Seattle for this fucking international comedy competition. Leaving a friend who I'm not going to see again. Back to the same stage. The same fucking stage. And I remember just going out there, it's like, I don't want to be here. Like, this is, fuck Seattle. And just with the time difference and the travel, I ended up doing up 40 hours for this first night. And it's a month-long competition if you're making it to the finals. And like, I know I'm getting news like at some point. So I make it through the prelims, and we have this night off. And the semifinals start the next day. And I'm out with this guy, this comedian. He's already he's done HBO specials and anything like that. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna recommend you to come into people and fucking da da da. I'm like, fucking all right, man. And then we start drinking, and I'm Nick Hart, and I've got fucking like 15 Madison Winters underneath my belt. And this is a little Asian dude from Southern California, and it's Seattle, so it's like $500 a drink. So I'm not drinking much. I got like 1 or 2 drinks, and this guy has like 2 whiskeys, and he's lit. And for whatever reason, he gets a phone call, and now he's mad at me. Like he's just like, fuck you, and he's drunk, and he's supposed to be giving me a ride to the bus stop. And I'm in the car with him, and I was just like, and he's fucking, you want to go? And I was like, I don't know what news you got or what's going on, but like you can just let me out. Like I don't want to, like you're drunk obviously, like I don't want to be in this car with you. And I was like, he's like, stop and get the fuck out of the car then. I was like, all right, dude. So I get out of the car, and he gets out of the car, and he's up in my face, and he's like, fucking, you want to go, dude? You want to go? The answer for Nick is always no on that question. Like, you want to go? No, I don't. Like fucking. And he goes, you want to go, man? You want to go? And I was like, I'll tell you what, man. I was like, I'll give you the first 2 licks, but you better hit harder than my best friend's dad. And he just kind of like stepped back. And he's, fuck you, Nick Hart. And I go, that's fair. So I get to the bus, I'm on the bus stop, I'm on the bus, and I'm like, well, that like turned out like it was like a really good evening. Started out, fucking made a business contact. 4 hours later, this guy's fucking hating my guts, fucking threatening to beat me up. And I'm just sitting there, and it wasn't even that like I thought of Dana, it was just like all of a sudden like she was present. Like it was just like, I just started weeping like out of nowhere. And it's just tears, and it had to freak the other people on the bus out. Like, I'm just like, why is this burly fucking white dude just, we're 15 minutes on the bus with this guy, all of a sudden I'm just bawling. It's not even bawling, it's just tears. I'm not wiping them away, I'm just sitting there. And I get off the bus, and I'm walking, it's about 7 or 8 blocks to the house where I'm staying. I'm not gonna get through this song. And I'm walking in, and it's raining because it's fucking Seattle. And I'm mumbling myself. I'm like, it's not even like mumbling myself as much as I feel like I was having a conversation. Like I'm just going, it's okay. You try. You don't have to try anymore, it's okay. And my knees buckled and the rain stops. Like I hit the ground. Like it was just such a surreal, and like it was that fucking hyper, everything got really bright, super sharp and super crisp. And I was just going, it's okay, like, you don't have to do this anymore. And then, just, it was gone. I was like, I'm getting news. And I went home, I got to the place.